Hello, and welcome in, everybody. I'm just testing a couple of things on the back end, and my most recent multi-streaming option or multi-streaming solution or whatever that I was looking at is looking more and more like it may not be worth it, which isn't to say that the plugin doesn't work well or it doesn't do what I want it to do. Hello. That all works fine. The problem is that it's not really gonna, I don't think it's gonna be all that useful for me. The only real thing uh, I was hoping I wouldn't have to manually create the streams each time like I've had to in the past. Unfortunately, I still have to manually create the streams every single time like I have in the past. So that didn't help. And then I was thinking it would give me more options of extra places I could stream to rather than just the two that I usually do, Twitch and YouTube. And in the previous one, that only gave me one extra option, which was Facebook Gaming, which isn't even all that useful to me because I don't think I ever use Facebook for anything, and I don't think anyone actually uses Facebook for watching video game live streams, like, ever. And that has also now failed miserably because I guess at some point in the last week, Facebook Gaming has decided if you want to go live on Facebook, you need to have like 100 followers. And since I don't use Facebook for anything, I don't have like any followers. So not only was that not a very good option for me to begin with, because why would it be? But now it's not an option at all, which means I'm back to just the two I've been using before. In which case, I think it might actually be somewhat more ease of use and better features for me personally if I just go back to using Restream, because at least then I can have like my chats in one place and a bot that cross posts the chat so that they can communicate with each other and stuff like that, right? Stuff that I don't have anymore. And now that I'm back to just only having YouTube and Twitch as options, even using this plugin, I think it might just be better for me to go back to using Restream. But I suppose we'll see as time goes on. Uh, anyway, none of that stuff really matters for you guys. We are. I wanted to try doing a couple of dungeons, but they're post 30 dungeons. I'm still on a class instead of a job, and I'm not getting a job until I'm 50, until I'm done with 2.0. So, a couple of things. One, I'm a DPS. I don't like waiting around for DPS queues. Two, I don't want to pester randos with me just having my class and not having my job after level 30 in dungeons. And three, I don't want to deal with randos because I'm kind of tired of people uh, uh, helpfully, in the giantest quotation marks I've ever used, recommending that I get a job and stop just being an Arcanist. So I don't really want to deal with that. I tried to see if some friends would be available, but you know, it's the middle of the week. It's a Wednesday. It's like the middle of the day in the US, so most of them are busy with work or school or things like that. I don't mind pestering my friends. They understand to some degree the challenge that I'm doing and why I'm not a summoner or a scholar now. So at least they won't pester me like randos would. And I wouldn't have to wait on the DPS queue times. But it looks like they're all busy, and the dungeons I need to go into to do what I wanted to do are all side stuff anyway. Like, it's two dungeons I wanted to go into meant to give me the ability to continue progressing in my grand company and then like unlock squadrons and extra things, extra features in the grand company, none of which I need. I can wait until I get to the end of 2.0 and get a job and go back and do those dungeons with randos and progress my grand company at that point. It's just that I would like to progress my grand company because I'm kind of at a brick wall in it where like all I can really do is just earn some seals and blow them on whatever I can buy. I can't do any more ranking up or unlocking any more features in my grand company till I get there. Because I need rank 2 of the hunt log done, which means that I need to do Sunken Temple of Karn. And then there's another quest you have to do for the next rank of the grand company, which is gilding the Bilious from Rashariki, which is Aurum Vale. So, and neither of those are MSQ dungeons. They're both side dungeons, which means there's not going to be any duty support for them. Which is what I would do. That's basically what I'm doing with all of the MSQ dungeon stuff and all that I have to do is instead of pestering randos with it, I'm just using duty support to get through all that until I reach the point where I unlock my job. But that being said, it seems like I won't be doing the made you a blurb for Garuda. Oh god, Baron. That being said, it seems like I will not be doing Wind Came Out Your Oh god, Baron. Yes, all that being said, I don't think I will be doing the side dungeons today. So we will probably just jump straight into the MSQ, keep progressing it. I'll probably just focus on progressing the MSQ on my stream days. On my off days, I'll still probably keep working on leaves. What am I up to now? 73. Okay, I burned that down to like 50 something on my off time. Mostly taking items that I had gotten from running other Battlecraft leaves over and over and over and over again. Items I'd picked up as rewards from those leaves, items I'd pulled out of chests that spawned during those leaves, things like that, right? And then turning around and using those items in leaves of their own that those items were the turn-ins for like my crafters. You know what I mean? And I burned that down to about 50. So that seems to be a pretty good way to burn off a lot of leaves. Fairly consistently without too much hassle is rather than go and run something like a confidence leave like Out to Sea or cower to the people like 100 times to burn off all the leaves. I go and I run those maybe 15 or 20 times, or I just run whatever leaves, right? Just burning off unique leaves that I haven't done before. And then I turn around and I look at what from all of the stuff I've gotten as rewards from those leaves is also used in leaves, and then just hawk all of that stuff to the leave merchants, to the leave meets. And even that's not perfect, because I still have, like, this. And was there anything else I was holding on to? Oh yeah, this tuna, I believe, is used in a leave. Most of the rest of this stuff I think I'll just sell. Oh, or Chiffon's, oh yeah, key item. Anyway, yeah, I still have a couple things left over because the leave meets do not always offer every leave that they have available. So oftentimes I will have an item on hand that I'm like, yep, this is a leave turn-in, and then I'll go to the leave meet where it's supposed to be, you're supposed to get that leave from, and it turns out they just don't have it in their list currently. Right? And so I have to then turn around and go and do other stuff and come back at some other time maybe and see if they have it. Anyway, it's time to get back to the MSQ. I have a dungeon to do in the MSQ. It's an MSQ dungeon, so it should have duty support. Unless anyone feels like running it with me or running some other dungeons with me. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, probably not. Everyone's busy in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day. Everyone tends to be busy. So, you know, it's a good time for me to schedule these free trial streams in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day. That was smart of me. But, nope, wrong way. Yes, the... Oh, that's why. Okay. But yes, I have a dungeon to get to. No. Barrett. I have a dungeon to get to. MSQ should be able to use duty support for that. And then I have more storyline and more storyline and more storyline. And then eventually I get to Garuda. Are we starting the Allied Tribe stuff? Beast Tribe, whatever they call it these days. I don't even have it in here anywhere, so I can't tell. Because we got to be getting close to that. That was right around the time of Garuda. If I remember correctly, we start getting involved in, like, the Ixal, I think right around the time we start with Garuda, although it may not be till later. I guess we will see. Pay, name it. Oh yeah, I should double check these to make sure they went out properly. Yep. And yep. Okay. All right. I'll pop into the live chat over here in the Discord, in my FC's Discord, and just sit there for a bit. Again, I don't think anyone's going to show up, but that's fine. Stone Vigil seems to me to say that it, too, was once an outpost held by House High and I. Chaos that followed the calamity of the Dravanian horde caught us unawares. Fiends have held the outpost ever since. The strength of arms to retake the Stone Vigil, House Durandare instead has been charged with the duty. In that I doubt my words will carry much weight with Lord Drulamont. Nevertheless, I will write you your letter. Read apart a word of caution. The cravens who attempted to destroy House Hyanard have yet to be unmasked. The plans were foiled. They doubtless still harbor great hatred towards us, and towards you now as well. Yeah, I know. They already told me to find my airship and get the heck out of this neighborhood. They've already politely told me to piss off. So, you know. Fort of Fear. No, yeah, that's another side dungeon. Leaves of White Brim. Oh, White Brim is where I'm going next. Okay. Good to know. Otherwise, I was about to go down and around, and White Brim's actually up and around. It's so, like, goofy playing the game at these two very, very different places. Or, like, the beginning, or, like, on the weekend, I turn around and I take my game out to Dawn Trail where I'm playing there on my main, and then I turn around here in the middle of the week and I'm playing on freaking ARR on the free trial. It is a very surreal experience doing it that way. Man, I really have that audio down low. Is there no...
Oh, hey, babe.
I know background music. I thought I just had the audio really low, but I don't want mount music. It seems like there's like no background music playing here, and I thought there was always background music playing wherever you were, day or night. But apparently the stuff out here in Kurthus must be just dead. It's just nothing. That's rare. I don't think I've ever seen any other zone where the music will just stop sometimes. Oh well. It'll be better when I get the edited version of it for this weekend, I suppose, then. Because I'll be putting my own music on it, which is the reason why I tend to keep the music low anyway. Or even completely muted sometimes anyway, so that I can put my own music on it. The full version of The Wind Came Out of Your Butt on it. Sure. Just get completely claimed by some, like, nonsense bullshit claim. Desire night in a warm bed with my wife, wishing won't make it so. How about 2 separate letters of introduction? Lord Torture Fountain Pretzel, is it? I like the... Oh, you're serious. What to do, what to do? You shut up and you introduce me to Lord Drillamon. That's what you do. Like, I get that they don't have a lot of respect for House Hyenart, but if I bring two separate letters of introduction from two lords that are still in good standing in Ishgard, like, you shut up and you take me to your boss is what you do. And its attention are focused solely on the Stone Vigil. I'm here to ease the burden. I'm here to ease that burden, dummy. That's precisely, like, he's focused on Stone Vigil. It's like, well, maybe you should hear what I'm here for before just assuming I'm going to add to his troubles. I'll be back for your triple triad cards later, buddy. When I eventually get it in my head to decide to actually play any triple triad at any point. No? No? Where is he? Down? Hell. Nope. Nope. Is he outside? Underneath? Yes, down here. Ugh, I hate this area so much. But didn't the Abeji speak of me, did he? And I presumed I would be in a better position to help, but I assure you he's mistaken.
The soil charge triad to use on you has been decided.
God. Time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. Always has a moment to spare for the head chirurgeon, Astidian. Visit the infirmary upstairs. And then there's Alphino. Alphino and Sid both trying to help out and failing miserably to do anything useful at all. No one is selling the bikini armor on Famfrit. Oh, boo-hoo. Too bad. Letters of introduction from House Fortom and House Hyenart. You needn't seek an escort. Proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Godanor. Ugh. Should know Lord Jillamon's current whereabouts. Do love that multiple of the guards were like, I don't know, go to this person. I don't know, go to this person. And then you finally find someone who might be able to help you meet with Lord Drillamont, and they're like, you don't need an escort. You can just walk in and go, hi, Drillamont, with these letters. For barging into... Oh, I see. Well, you're in good luck. He's just up these stairs. Best state your intentions quickly. My intentions are to recapture the fort for him without him having to sacrifice hundreds of knights' lives to get it. Like, he should be happy to see me. Very well speak. Wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with Scale Kid to secure an airship that may or may not be there. Are you the avatar of the Fury herself? Not exactly, but close enough. The signs of haven't done, Lamont. You know our name, and you know our deeds. Come to Kothis to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sid Nangarland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive? That's impossible. It is my mother. And then here he comes, making up shit. These foreigners are not to be trusted. In history, it has turned our marshals its forces to retake the Stone Vigil, where our forces are ready to slaughter them all. Three mysterious strangers. Missing and presumed dead is before the calamity, and two signs of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. Wow, you have a lot of information for some fucking bullshit Inquisitor. I've been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that House Duradare would have greater sense. Blah, 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 fucking blah. Just so annoying every step of the way. It takes you so long to unearth his true reasons and finally put an end to this idiot. As for House Duradare purges the dragons from the stone vigil, we cannot afford to wait that long. Sid, no many must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Drill's trust. Understood. Can't we just follow this Inquisitor out into the wilderness somewhere and murder him in a way that doesn't look like it was done by us? I mean, that would solve all of our problems right quick. Like, even before knowing he's an obvious traitor, an infiltrator and liar and spy for the heretics and all of that. Like, even if he weren't, can't we just kill him anyway? It put him out of our misery, at least. And about my time here is that he listens to and respects the opinion of those under his command. Win over the barracks. Yep. Using key items? Really, game? I've been doing that forever. Slay a spotted mud puppy. Okie doke. Are they... Okay, no, good. They're not all the way down at Boulder Downs. I just need to go back a little ways to find the path through. Oh, man. Oh, sucks something down my friggin' windpipe. Hate when that happens. Oh, whew. What? What? Oh, is this use it on it to weaken it? Is that what this one is? Yeah. This is use it on the enemy to weaken them. Like I care. Like I couldn't wipe out this enemy that's like 8 levels below me. Without stacking a couple of pointless little bonuses on it first. Stop with your stupid AoEs. No one wants them. Oh my god, thank goodness. They gave me 107 experience points for that. Thank god. I'd never level up without that. Also, I love looking at the numbers here. Or even, like, finishing whole quests is like, I get about 20,000 experience points for finishing these quests. And then I turn around to anything, even like the bare minimum that I'm doing on my main and Dawn Trail, and I'm getting like a couple of million experience. Yep, here's your tail meat. Never to wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Cool. Who else has something for me? I think I see you. I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. If you wish to buy my trust with a stake, it'd be my pleasure to oblige you. Oh, God. At least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this godforsaken waste. Weird, isn't it? It's almost like every single time that Inquisitor shows up, he blathers on some dumb bullshit that would absolutely be in the worst interests of everyone. Huh. He must just be making a couple of mistakes. I mean, it's just honest mistakes. This spirit's amazing what good food could do for morale. Hardworking chirurgeons at the infirmary. Also, he seems to have an inordinately high amount of time to waste belittling us and all of our efforts to everyone who will listen to him, rather than literally doing any of his job. I'll be with you in a moment. Steak! Well, since I last ate, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. Eat the rest right away. Don't care. I'll just turn around and sell it probably anyway. I said, the best inventions. I just had to speak with them earlier. I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. The broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic. Great. Goodwill and is a means that helped me recover my memories. Working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. Or to complete the device of the cores of 3 ice sprites. Commonly used to reduce the temperature of alchemical mixtures, there is a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. Make this to you impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. Especially around here. Like, this is not the last time we've seen the Inquisitor. He wastes all the time in the universe over here undermining all of our work to, like, anyone who will listen to him. I was like, shouldn't anyone with half a brain cell know that an Inquisitor probably has a very busy job and a lot of work to do? And why is he wasting so much time undermining these people? Even if they are charlatans, why is an Inquisitor, someone that high up and that important, wasting time undermining us rather than doing any of the work he should be doing? Of course, then the degree to which every single Inquisitor we meet in this game is aggressively a traitor and horrible at their jobs is, frankly, I guess it's just par for the course with this dude. No one questions them because they're Inquisitors, and so when they're aggressively not doing what they're supposed to be doing, which none of them do, like, no one has the balls to call them out for being idiots who don't do their jobs. Because then they're just going to get thrown off a cliff. Yes, it's truly an Olympic. I've never seen anything like it before. Not sure what to make of this machine. I'm certainly impressive. I have no idea how to make use of it. Effective as he claims, it will be a great boon to the infirmary. Think the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder, Blah, 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 blah. Let me waste more time undermining your work again. Yet unknown end. Come along, he did. We almost succumbed to the temptation preferred by these unbelievers. Dude, just shoot him. Just shoot him. Literally, I bet even if we shot him dead, fucking cold dead right here, right now, in front of other members of Ishgard, we'd probably have better luck convincing them of our kindness and willingness to help them than we would if we just, like, let him keep walking around. Yeah, that's strange, isn't it? How an Inquisitor who should be totally unattached from their job and only trying to do what's best for Ishgard seems to be aggressively geared against us because we stopped him from murdering a man that we brought evidence was innocent. That's strange, huh? The entire fucking white brim front is gonna have egg on their face when it's unearthed later on, aggressively in front of, like, all of the people of Ishgard that this man is a traitor, a heretic, and has dragon blood. Like, oh, you're all gonna look like idiots later for just believing him instantly because of his stupid position and nothing about his character at all. You must convince Inquisitor Guillaume we are not his enemy. That's worthless. Despite him being a prominent figure of Kurthus. So we should learn more by speaking with the people. Actually, I would have expected him to aggressively have turned all the people against us so that we couldn't get any information out of any of them at this point. Although, actually, there was... Yeah, there is someone here at the fort who actually does know, like, that he's a liar. Who knows, but is so afraid that he'll kill them that they won't talk. I've not seen him since the day he came to White Brimfront, several moons ago. We were somewhat muddled, but I recall that a blizzard nearly buried us in snow that day. No fortune being assigned to the night's watch. Stronghold slept, we walked the walls and patrolled the exterior in a darkness black as pitch. Took me outside the eastern gate at one point, where I caught sight of a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city. As a wayward traveler, I cried out and gave chase, but slipped and took a terrible fall. When I awoke, it was days later in this very bed. I've lain recuperating from my injuries ever since. Tried to rescue him, but in the end, Inquisitor Guillaume rescued me, carrying my unconscious body to the gates. I owe my life, sir, and I hope one day to repay this kindness. Blah, blah, blah. No, wasn't there? It must be one of the other people who's, like, out cold for right now. Huh. And the foggiest of whom you speak, unbeliever. Uh-huh. Your deeds at Witch Drop? You mean where I brought proof positive of traitorous intent and a frame-up of a good man? Yeah, those are my deeds at Witch Drop. Whatever dastardly schemes you've hatched against the Inquisitor, he already has turned most of the fort against us. Luckily, there's at least a few people that he thinks are worthless who will still listen to us. Unprecedented numbers of heretics have been unmasked and brought to justice. You mean good people thrown off a cliff? Yeah, that too. Goes days without sleep, so great is his devotion. Goodly righteous man to protect us. Mm-hmm. Delusional sheep. It's always fun interacting with delusional sheep. It's decreed that the Inquisitors, the arbiters of Halone's will, be afforded every courtesy and the utmost respect. So basically, they're not to be questioned at any point, even when all of them are traitors. Good to know. I mean, there's probably a couple of Inquisitors who aren't traitors. They're just stupid assholes. But, like, every Inquisitor we meet in the story is a traitor. My tire's ill-suited for this climate. And the Enterprise far faster. Though we wasted far too much time meddling in local affairs. It only remains to deal with this irksome Inquisitor. Tells me you've been busy making inquiries, yes? Yes, the people here are stupid sheeple, and none of them has ever thought once to question this man's horrible intentions. And so I'm beginning to suspect he has other reasons for hindering us now. Let's more closely review the testimonials you obtained. They'll provide insight into Inquisitor Guillaume's motivations. By the lights of Ishgard. About that wounded knight's account. Claims he felt chasing a figure in the darkness that he saw outside the eastern gate, yes, but the main road leads to the southwestern gate. We've arrived in Whitebrim Front. I've seen no travelers arrive by the eastern gate. Moreover, he said he glimpsed a silhouette illuminated by the light of the city, which would imply that the Inquisitor came from the north of the eastern gate, not south. It can't be so. That way lies not but a deep chasm. Says your law is not misremembering. The Inquisitor's behavior that night makes absolutely no sense, at least to me. And retracing his steps will shed light on this mystery. Oh, yeah, this is the East Gate? Oh, yeah, no. No one would enter from the East Gate. You're up against a wall. There's no path here that you could move carts along or anything. Yeah, no one would be entering from the East Gate. That'd be pointless. I assume this was the East Gate, but no, if that's the East Gate, yeah, no, not a chance. Let's go ahead and regenerate a little health here first. Before I go and start. Oh my god, it's plasmoids. Oh yeah, line of sight. Because the dragon's body is in the way. Oh my lord, is that a dead Inquisitor's corpse? A dead Inquisitor's corpse murdered by dragons that looks exactly like Inquisitor Guillaume? It couldn't be. Oh, man. Especially on this side that leads to the northeast. Where no one would in their right mind would actually walk into the fort from. Because there's nothing but a cliff out there. Enchil. Don't keep me waiting in suspense. Let's see it. Bloody encyclical. Appears to be an official papal anointment to the position of Inquisitor. Contents of this cyclical. I believe you have just made the acquaintance of the real Inquisitor Guillaume. They come to Kothis and murdered on the day of his arrival. It would have been a simple thing to assume his identity. Even if he were to behave oddly, who would dare question the wisdom of a papal appointment? Yeah, it's interesting. It's incontrovertible proof the Inquisitor is imposter. We have yet to discern his true identity, or why he's decided to oppose us. Yep. Before he learns that his deception has been discovered. Blood for blood. Has already been turned against us. I fear this encyclical alone will not serve to convince him of our claims. But what might persuade a man so quick to disregard the endorsements of two high houses? That said, the Lord listens to and respects the opinions of his knights. If a certain knight were to provide testimony that supports our claim, it's the only way left to us. Confront Sir Gilles with the evidence you discovered and see if it helps him to recall the truth of that night. And in faith, he may find it difficult to cope with such a horrifying revelation. Thus, we must do everything in our power to secure the Enterprise. It's like, we have to kind of undermine Ishgard, but we have to do it in order to secure the Enterprise. Dude, you had me at undermine Ishgard. You don't need to sell me anymore. Like, this entire place is so terrible. You had me at undermine Ishgard. Something else you wanted to ask? Because it was impossible. That would be preposterous. That could not possibly be true. If you're a dedicated servant of the Fury, you would have me believe that is all a lie? Yes, I'd have you believe he's thrown dozens of your countrymen who were good, loyal citizens into a freaking ravine to their death. Go and speak with Sir Pernilla. She was at the Eastern Gate that night, and she helped the Inquisitor carry me here, but I will never speak against the man who saved my life. Good. Good to know that the people of Ishgard are just as stupid as ever. There's like 5 decent people in the whole of Ishgard. A few more later, I suppose, but there's like 5 decent people in the whole of Ishgard. Everyone else is either dumb sheep or in on the fucking betrayal. Nice. Move along and trouble me no more. Habit of handing bloody documents to strangers. Why did you show me such a dreadful thing? I know not of it. Not at all. I doubt you, woman. You are a liar. You would take me. I prayed this day would not come. Sigila gave chase. I followed close behind. He didn't fall. One of those Dravanian abominations lashed out at him. They killed him right then and there. Sword rushed to his side, straining to see the enemy, but what came from the dark wasn't a beast, but a voice. Knew things about me, about my family. Things that I'd never told anyone. So if I kept his confidence, Sir Gilad, I would be spared. But if I defied him, everyone I loved would suffer unimaginable horrors before they died. As I agreed to his terms, the man came forward. His robes marked him as an inquisitor. I knew him to be false. Together we carried Sir Gilad to the infirmary, and on his first night in White Brim Front, Inquisitor Guillaume was heralded as a hero. Soon after came the accusations. Yes, I also do love this, where she kept her mouth fucking shut. Like, it's great to see that she kept her mouth shut while dozens, if not hundreds, of her countrymen were framed, accused, and thrown to their deaths. Good moral standing seized whilst in possession of draconian rosaries. He was condemning the innocent to death. Perhaps Lord Julamont might have put an end to the madness, but then I would remember the Inquisitor's threats. Till Lord Francel was accused. Oh, sorry. I had to sneeze. I followed the Inquisitor and found that he kept draconian rosaries in a chest hidden southeast of Whitebrim Front. So I took several from his chest and planted them in shipments bound for Skyfire locks. Oh yeah, she did that on purpose to make it like obvious it was a frame-up. Hope they were discovered and considered evidence of a conspiracy against House High and Earth. That's not enough. Your people are so stupid and obsessively devoted to the Inquisitors, they are not going to uncover the truth about him just because of one false accusation. They would sooner equate that to, like, someone else messing with the Inquisitors, or just random, oh, that's weird, than like, oh, this Inquisitor has been fucking murdering our people for months. It's all in casting doubt on the other recent trials. It's the entire truth, I swear. Alone, forgive me for not acting sooner. Southeast. It's a little weird to think how it could be useful to us to show up to Lord Drillamont with a chest full of draconian rosaries and them not be like, like, traitor. Especially since he's already turned pretty much all of them against us. But somehow it works. I don't even remember how this actually ends up working out. Like, I would 100% expect to come back with the Draconian Rosaries and they use it as an excuse to throw me off the cliff rather than believe me. Also, I don't think Drillamont will even hear us out. If I remember correctly, he throws us out and then we have to go talk to one of his lieutenants who's, like, more reasonable. I will not grant you 3 access stone vigil, you bloody encyclical and a bunch of draconian rosaries. A very good explanation if I were you carrying these rosaries. Where did you find this papal encyclical? It was a heretic. Never before have I heard such an unbelievable tale. But it's your testimony, could have no other explanation. Okay, he doesn't. I thought he threw us out and we had to talk to his lieutenant downstairs again. And I deeply apologize. Put me down to the outpost, but first I must needs beg your assistance. Help me and my knights bring this infernal impostor to justice. You know, coming back to this point in the MSQ and running through all of this White Brim Front stuff that you do here now at this point in the MSQ adds another layer to the Dark Knight storyline. I didn't think about it too much because I went about my MSQ stuff the first time through, and then eventually I picked up Dark Knight, and eventually I ran the story, and I just, yeah, whatever. Sure, okay, whatever, Dark Knight storyline's good. But coming back through this part of the MSQ and remembering that it was really at White Brim Front where the Inquisitor was aggressively moving against you, and it was at White Brim Front where you uncovered his treachery and helped the people of White Brim Front take him down and sort of free themselves of the guilt of having supported him, like, so much when he was actually a traitor and all that stuff, really adds another layer to the Dark Knight storyline in the fact that it's the people of White Brim Front at the very end of the first act of the Dark Knight storyline who are, like, standing at your side even after the reveal in the first 50 of the Dark Knight storyline, and even after they've seen that, like, little twist reveal, the people of White Brim Front are just standing beside you like, no, we believe in you. You can overcome this. I didn't even think of that before. But coming back here and running this MSQ again, I'm like, yeah, actually, you know what? It makes sense that even with all the big reveals of the Dark Knight storyline and the people of White Brim Front being basically thrown in their face this idea that, like, you're probably a heretic or someone that the Temple Knights would want to see killed, and yet they're like, no, screw that. We're standing at your side and we're going to help you. Because, like, you have aggressively shown them your real character during the MSQ long before you get to the Dark Knight storyline. Heretics have murdered countless innocents, made a mockery of our laws. Let us take him and his Dravanian allies. Told he makes for Snowcloak even now, intending to pass judgment upon yet another poor soul whom he has branded heretic. If we hurry, there may still be time to prevent a further tragedy. Let me hear straight. Together let us put an end to the impostor's heresy once and for all. Oof. Dang, maybe I shouldn't have had such a big lunch like a half an hour before I started streaming. Literally just having to mute my mic so I can burp. That or I could just leave it on and burp right in your guys' ears. I'm sure that would lend itself to a really, really entertaining stream. Get me hundreds of new followers and viewers. Oh yeah, those hipposurfs are pretty high level. I'll be back for Snowcloak later. I was gonna say, is this the behemoth fate? But no, okay, good. Oh yeah, just some like random person. Huh. Let's do this. Confront the Inquisitor. If he refuses to go quietly, we'll need to use force. You prepared for that eventuality. 120,000%. I am prepared for the eventuality of murdering this jackass finally. Like, yes, I'm ready to murder this idiot. So, my child, the righteous shall enjoy everlasting peace in Helone's halls. Only the wicked. Shut up your stupid witch trials. Your nonsense of you're gonna die. It's only whether we clear your name or not. Died by all that is holy, I swear to you, I have never questioned the teachings of Elode. That's the point. Inquisitor, release the maid and come with us. Meaning this interruption. You are aware that I am at present conducting an interrogation, you know. Silence, villain, I name thee heretic, murderer of Inquisitor Guillaume and countless innocents. Traitor to Ishgard, to your own kith and kin, your sins are beyond measure, beyond redemption. I mean, not his kith and kin. Grave allegations indeed. You'll find your logic is flawed. How can I betray that to which I owe no allegiance? Oh, Lord Gillimont, my conscience is quite clear, I assure you. I wonder, could you say the same? You whose hands are black with the blood of those whose only sin was to question your nation's crazed crusade? Speak to me of Ishgardian innocence. All are complicit in these crimes, for all live their lives by the Archbishop's lies, and blah, 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 blah. No, you will not hear me, deafened by dogma as you are. You desire retribution? Then come, let us see how Ishgardian steel fares against Dravonian fang and claw. Drillamont the Honest? I forgot that was the name. Yeah, I didn't remember House Durandare doing anything useful, but actually this time you spend here in Whitebrim Front, you actually do spend a bit of time with House Durandare, and they're kind of decent people. You just don't spend much more time with them anywhere else. I'm just gonna focus down Guillaume. Huh. I have instant casts, idiot. Also, I wouldn't even need to move. They're doing cone gaze attacks. I could just stand there. There he is. There's our big, hideous boy. Wow, that took a lot longer to cast than I thought it would. Like, I could have easily just gotten off another cast before that idiot finished with the gaze attack. I'm thinking the game wants me to deal with some of these side ones. Still you do not flee, even with the dragon? Okay. The other guys dealt with the side ones. Holy crap, Drillamont. You okay there, buddy? Yeah, my physic is not worth it. I'd like to help Drillamon out, but my physic is garbage. There's no point in even bothering to cast it. One thing I can do is draw aggro, though. No, it cannot be. You're getting utterly destroyed by us? Yes, it can. Bye, Guillaume. Was not a pleasure knowing ya. See, we lost all of the other Durandare Knights, but they were all nameless, faceless nobodies anyway, so... Maybe I could have saved some of them if I fought some of the ads, but it doesn't matter. Drillamon's the only one that really needs to survive. Ah. Killing idiots. It really gets the mind off of all the dead friends lately. My glamour's dispelled. Plans lie in ruin, heretic. Choose your words wisely, for they will be your last. I recall the many Ishgardians I've sentenced, but the families of the dead will never forget. Blood has been replayed with blood, and for that I am content. Only regret is that you yet live. Your end is nigh, foreigner. Not a chance. So then Stone Vigil will rend you asunder, and when you are dead, Wiper Front shall fall. None of those things come to pass. And we even bring peace between the dragons and the elves. So, you know, die for nothing, kill for nothing. Leave the body for the crows, his ilk deserve not better. Just apologize for involving you in this sort of business. Should never have been asked to intervene in Ishgardian affairs of state. Yeah, I really shouldn't have. It's almost like I got dragged into your nonsense because you're all idiots. No matter to which first brought you into our midst. Past time you were reunited with your airship. Place to discuss such matters. Visit me at Whitebird Front and bring your associates. So we don't have the person watching us from the cliffside in this scene? Okay, I guess that's not till later. Makes sense. It's a while before we come back here to Snowcloak. It's a great trial, but it's a while before we come back here. Jesus, there's a triple triad player out here. Oh boy. At least the music is back. Time, Alpino. You can stop shivering your nips off and let's go already. The false inquisitor's been slain. As well as was a tale always like to end in bloodshed. The latest in a long line of unfortunate impediments. I would ask you not to revel in your victory just yet. Celebrate once we've secured the Enterprise. Boom, 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 boom. Is that 49? No, that's 48. Do I have enough for all this? I have 8 5s and a bunch of 4s. I do have enough. I should probably stop with the buying any 4s and just switch over to 5s from now on, though. Although I have a bunch of other classes that aren't going to use high level. Who cares? I'm almost over capped on money. I may as well. Agree it's past time we entered the stone vigil. May Lord Drillamon a visit and remind him of his obligation to us. Sid and I will follow anon. Remind him of his obligation to us. Whoop, almost went right off the edge. Drillamon, I'm here to remind you of your obligation to us. Because Alphino is a cocky, conceited piece of crap. This entire MSQ. ARR at least. Free to prey upon the innocent. Yeah, he would. Dismiss your claims out of him. I understand it seemed too much to hope that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn still lived, to say nothing of Master Garland. I've been happier to be proven wrong. And know that someone has derived a measure of enjoyment from your error. If you have no further objections, we would appreciate it if you would permit us to enter the Stone Vigil and retrieve our airship. Of course, the very least I could do. You know what you've done for us. Entering the outpost the least of your concerns, I fear. The Dravanians that now hold the ruin. Yes, I should explain. Shortly after you first arrived, I had my men scour the old records. Confirmed that an abandoned airship had been seized by the soldiers garrisoned at the Stone Vigil in the days following the calamity. As far as we've been able to ascertain, it was still in their custody when the outpost was overrun by the dragons. Whether it was damaged or destroyed during the battle, I cannot say. Nor can I give you any assurances that it has not been removed in the intervening years. For far too long the ruin has served as a Dravanian foothold in Kurthis, from which they have struck out at us with depressing regularity. We pushed them back behind the walls, we have as yet been unable to drive them out. Cannot say when the situation will change. Or how it will change. Give me Lord Drillamon, but there's no guarantee that you will prevail. In any event, we have not the time to wait. We will secure our property without Ishgardian aid. See, well, that may be for the best. Inform Sir Nathalin of your impending visit. May Elona guide you, Scions. But we're not doing it without Ishgardian aid, right? Stone Vigil is a whole section in which you're, like, fighting alongside the Ishgardians against the Dravanians. Or is that Stone Vigil hard? I don't remember. For sure. Or Dusk Vigil or Dawn Vigil or any of the other vigils that they made dungeons out of. Actually, I think it's only Dusk Vigil. But still, it's like there are a lot of Vigil dungeons. I know there's Stone Normal, Stone Hard, and Dusk Vigil. I can't remember all of them. Dusk Vigil, I believe, is the one in Western that has the Griffin as the boss, so that's not the one I'm thinking of. The one I'm thinking of is where there's a bunch of Ishgardians with you when you're fighting against the turtle boss. And I think that's this one, but that might be hard. Hell, no money. Lord Drillamon has apprised me of the situation. Enter the Stone Vigil whensoever you will. I guess we're about to find out. Duty Finder and Duty Support. Good. Duty Support. Let's go. Scion, Thaumaturge, Conjurer, Marauder. Yeah, so these random fake Scions totally survive because they need to be your trusts for the rest of ARR anyway. So they totally survived. Yeah, I believe this is the one I'm thinking of. I'm pretty sure this is it. I don't even remember what Stone Vigil Hard is then. Let's go, boys. Honestly, these guys are not the best. They're not bad, but like they just don't have very much DPS as far as I can see. I wonder if they're all doing single target. Because that's what it seemed like was happening. By the time I got to the last enemy in that last list of like 3 guys, he had almost full health. So I think they might just all be doing single target attacks. Which I wouldn't be too surprised with. I think a lot of cases, trusts and like duty support and stuff only do single target. Which is weird because squadrons can do AoE. And squadrons are like the worst of the worst, and yet squadrons can do AoE attacks. I mean, you have to make them arcanists, but they can do AoE attacks. Ooh.
His last order was, "Come," and they came, all of them, even
the dragons. And they came, all of them, even the dragons. I suppose technically I ought to have better DPS at this point too, but again, this is why I'm not pestering randos with other dungeons that I don't need to do for MSQ. Still, I think I'm miles ahead of most players. Even with reduced DPS and a class instead of a job, I think I'm miles ahead of most players you could end up with in a dungeon. At least I don't stand in the orange and scream at you that you don't pay my sub. I just tell you, you can't make me get a job. You're not my mom, you can't make me get a job. Does this one do swinge? I don't know that this guy has it. I know that a lot of them have it. He might. Not that it's all that difficult to deal with, even if he does. Just stay close. And get out of the stupid, cone. Yep, he definitely has swinge. Every time they walk off to the edge of the arena in the middle of the fight, it's like, yeah, they definitely use swinge. Because that's why they do it, is to get a big cone across the arena. Thank God for instant cath. Oh man, he's doing it a lot for some reason. There. This guy's going nuts with Swinge. He's using it like 5 times in a single fight. A reasonable amount of time to play. Oh well. I wonder if it'd be kind of interesting to see someone try and do dungeon runs with like only trusts or only squadrons. Like they don't attack at all. Like only use your AI companions to attack. That'd be weird. It'd be long. It'd be kind of annoying, but should be doable, I think. Setting. I thought it had been stolen, so at least it played. 2.5 minutes ago. Oh my god. No, it's this way, right? Yeah. That's just a couple of treasure chests. Stop dragging the enemies away, idiot. Oh good, my ether charge didn't go off. That's nice. As I go through my whole rotation, only to realize that my ether charge input got eaten. Oh, here comes the Avis. Damn it, I always move too soon when I'm casting the Ruby right, man. Because it's like the longest hardcast of any hardcast that you have on Arcanist, I always end up moving too soon. I mean, when I need to move, but still. I don't even care about, like, extra side chests. I can go do that at some point later. When I can just blow through dungeons solo unsynced or something. Whoops, used that one way too soon. Gonna have to hardcast both of these. We need to go up. Crochet. Go ahead and addle him for this tank hit. Again, not that the addle does much, but I've got it on cooldown anyway, so who cares? May as well go ahead and use the thing. Technically, it's actually better if a mage is going to use it during trash pools throughout the dungeon. More useful that way. If you're going to save it for like a melee, then you can do it on the bosses, but that's also not the most useful way to use it anyway. Because being able to kill the boss the cool way when their health's under 10% with like a finisher attack is cute and all, but like if you can get the boss to 10%, you can get the boss to 0. So a mage wants to use it in a dungeon on a trash pull just to wipe them out in like 1 second. It's honestly probably more useful. Done. Snag these ones. I'm right here anyway. Yes, that's right. Keep walking over top of the treasure chests, guys. That's very useful. Super, super useful from my trust to just keep walking over the treasure chests I'm trying to use. Let's get this done with. Although it does seem that I was actually right the first time. The dungeon I was thinking of is actually Stone Vigil Hard, I guess. Is when we help them take it back from the Dravanians. Don't need that. And seeing a thaumaturge of all people in our group and he's still doing single target attacks is like, what a waste of time. Yeah, because we're already up to the final boss. Which I believe is the one that's just the big dragon that flies around us. And, like, freezes large portions of the arena. Yep. Mapping Stone Vigil. Ah, the Enterprise. Amazing. Yeah, Stone Vigil's another one of those ones where going through with a person for the first time can be a little annoying because they have a full-blown cutscene here at the end. Yeah, that door is Sleeping Dragon. Dragon's not a concern. Come for the airship and only the airship. You know, sneak aboard the Enterprise and prepare it for launch. Stay here and keep an eye on the beast. Wait, we may need you to provide a distraction until we're ready to depart. Manage that, can't you? Shall we, Sid? Huzzah! Let's go aboard. Just ignore the giant sleeping dragon. Sure that won't lead to any problems whatsoever. Of course, I mean, that's how you avoid the dragons in Eureka as well. Is you just walk, right? You just trigger a walking stance and walk past them. Like Garuda next. Interesting. Most interesting. Hi, Brad. You are aware that our strength greatly exceeds that of your previous primal conquests. Testament to the fanatical devotion of our followers, the Ixal are nothing if not zealous. In spite of your past achievements, I labor to believe that you will best this foe. That's because you're stupid, that's why. Only a fool would underestimate the great bringer of light, slayer of Efreet, bane of Titan. Any mortal is capable of defeating the Lady of the Vortex, it is you. When I lose, the battle should at least make for an entertaining spectacle. Assuming, of course, you live that long.
Pathetic.
Pathetic. The dragon! Found it all. What'd you expect from an Asian? They're assholes. It's literally in their name. Stupid Asians. Well, your blasphemous gifts serve you this time, Crystal Bear. Let's play! Need to be careful with this one. Whatever, he just has a couple of mechanics to deal with. Nothing too impressive. His new mechanics are interesting. I don't know if I've faced him since he got his new mechanics. I do know the usual, like, he carves half the arena off like this. I don't know about any of his new mechanics. Bam. I vaguely remember being surprised about something, but now I'm not sure. Damn it. And I got hit. Not only did I move before it went off, but I kept trying to stay there too long and got hit anyway, so that was utterly worthless. Oh, cool, good. My stupid ruin ran out before I could cast it. So I ruined my hard cast. I got hit by the attack. I wasted my swift cast, and my ruin ran out before I could use the second one. That was very good timing of that dragon to do literally all those things and just stop me at every turn. Fuck you. He went for it at the exact same time again. Screw that. This time I'm going on the outside just so I can make sure to hit him with both. And I'll waste this one. This one's getting wasted because he left. Oh wow, that Scion Conjurer took it right on the face. I don't know what happened to you, dude. But he ate that one. We got no healer now. I guess I'm the healer now? That's stupid. That's a bad idea. Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. I'm an off-reser. Good, that'll give me enough time to do this. I'm stupid. I'm a freaking Arcanist. I have a res. Doi. Couldn't even get it. I was trying to hold off for the LB to see if I could LB him with a 2. By the time we charged it up to 2, he had like 3 hits left. Couldn't even get the LB off. Thank you, AI companions. Sorry about being an idiot there and forgetting I could res. I'm gonna need to make my Arcanist a set of 50 gear pretty soon. Oh, he's the one who gives you the other crystal. Seriously? I didn't think some random dragon at the end of a dungeon was the one who gave you that other crystal. I was wondering why I couldn't put in my mind where that other crystal came from. And that's why, because it's like, that's such a weird place to get it from. All right, speak to me. Be praised, I feared the beast had injured you. Nope, just distracted again. Why the others rated you so highly? You were caught in the midst of the etheric bubble with the dragon. I was all but certain my next mission would be to find a new champion. Thanks, Alphino. Thank the gods for sparing me that inconvenience. Enough to do already, which reminds me, Sid is working on the Enterprise as we speak. Let's go and see what he has to say. Like, if House Durandare sent its soldiers right now, like right this second, this would be the best chance for them to take back this fort, because we pretty much wiped out at least half the enemies and the leader. But no, they waste time until we get to Stone Vigil Hard. This will not be a pleasant ride. That's fine, Alphado just wants to get out of this freezing cold wasteland. No, be no more unpleasant than staying here. It's a pity the Enterprise is not in a better state. She will allow us to quit this place, I shall not complain. An agreement, let's return to Gridania. Nothing more than to set course for the Howling Eye. It is plain the Enterprise is in no condition to weather the storm. She needs to be repaired if we're to proceed with our mission. Like how Sid still hasn't recovered all his memories, and yet just tinkering with stuff, he knows exactly what to do and how to fly the ship. It's like, yeah, I know how to fly this ship. I know this airship. Also, is this not the part where you get the little cutscene with Sid of the vision he had and where he got the goggles and stuff that amounts to basically nothing? Is super weird, and it's like, how did that happen? And then nothing ever comes of that. That may be later when you're flying towards the Howling Eye. Long for the more agreeable climate of the Twelves Wood. Will not deny the Holy See had its charms. Endless detours aside, our Guardian jaunt proved quite an adventure. Thus our work is far from done. Still have an airship to repair and a primal to slay. No rest for the heroic, eh? Mount Speed and Kurthis Central. Woo! Nice. Means I can now move around pretty much everywhere, I think, in ARR with boosted mount speed. Actually, I think you can check that. Mist. Apparently there is a speed boost in Mist, but I don't know how you get that. And I still have other mount speed boosts, apparently, as well. I don't have Western Lenosha yet. Interesting. So I guess you get an MSQ mount speed boost, but then I guess you also do the riding map separately for a separate mount speed boost, maybe? I don't know how you get Mist. Maybe that's just a riding map, but I don't know of a riding map for Mist. And then I still need the one in West Lenosha. I can't think of when you get this one, because I can't think of how West Lenosha is really at all important to the story from this point on. Unless it has to do with when we go to meet the Sahagin? Maybe? Into the Eye of the Storm. How you doing, Sid? How's your baby? Calms me to look at her. As though I've been reunited with a part of me I never knew was missing. Hardly surprising, you did design and build her. Very good news. Seedseers have granted our request to house the Enterprise. It may take as long as we require to repair her. Of course, it would be rank folly to take one moment more than we require. Garuda, lest we forget, grows stronger by the hour. If we're to have any hope of wresting this benighted realm from her talons, it must needs be soon. I'm no expert on the workings of airships. It seems plain to me that the Enterprise suffered much from her time in the wilderness. Am I not correct, Sid? Yeah, frankly, it's a miracle she carried us this far. Do you know the Howling Eye is encircled by a raging tempest, apt to turn proud trees to matchwood? Our battle will end before it begins if the Enterprise cannot weather the storm. In time, I believe I can fully repair her. But this tempest is as fearsome as you say, even that may not be enough. I mean, there's an easier way to deal with it, though. There must be a way to brave the fury of the elements. Elements, well, of course, that's it. We walk upon the element itself. Using the power of a corrupted crystal, we could clear a path through the storm and spare the Enterprise a battering. You propose to use the properties of a crystal to alter the elemental aspect of the barrier. Seems so childishly simple in retrospect. Sure, pal. Yeah, not to you. Thanks, Alphino. Screw you too. Like, thanks for underestimating me forever, Alphino. I understand how corrupted crystals work, but I guess that is because I've gotten all the way through the MSQ and used them multiple times. There's over-aspected ether that can be found throughout Eorzea. As the calamity disrupted the land's etheric currents, such crystals have become comparatively commonplace. Like, let me just get out my step ladder so I can slap this elf bitch across the face. Like, that's what you end up wanting to do basically all throughout ARR. Let me just get out my step stool so I can slap an elf. Every time Alphino talks. One is we could theoretically use a corrupted crystal to convert the wind-aspected ether comprising Garuda's barrier into ether of another aspect, one she cannot control. Certain modifications, the Enterprise should be able to deliver us to the Howling Eye in comfort, however hard Garuda blows. We're getting ahead of ourselves. All of this rests upon our ability to procure a crystal with the necessary properties. Have you any idea where we might acquire one? I know where there are gigantic shards of them ripping out through the ground, anywhere that Dalamud fell. A man who might. A scholar by the name of Lamberton, who resides in Camp Drybone. Strange as it may sound, I met him during my time at the church. Well, Marquis met him, I suppose. Whether out of pity or for want of a willing listener, he would talk to me for hours at a time about his etheric studies, corrupted crystals being his pet subject. It's as a result of these conversations that poor Marquis was observed to possess an uncommon knack for theoretical science. Return to Thonolin and seek out this scholar. Sid and I will set about repairing the Enterprise in your absence. Quest accepted. Back in Gridania. Back in Gridania. Anything I really want to take time does. Nothing I really want to take time out of the MSQ today to do, because I think I'm going to need all the time I have left and maybe then some in order to get to Garuda, and I do want to get to Garuda today. There's plenty of things I could do. There's more leaves, there's more crafting coming up pretty soon that I'm going to need to do, especially now that I'm 49. I'm going to need a 50 set probably by next week. There's plenty of things I could do. There's, you know, archer quests, there's crafter and gatherer quests, there's all that stuff. But I think I'm going to need all my time today just to get to Garuda. So let's just focus on that. Sorry, just checking out some things. Real quick. See if I'm missing anything important. Oh, that was just an update. I don't care. Nope. Alright. Back over to here then. I think he's in here. I remember. Yeah. He's in there. Yes, I am Professor Lambert. Beg pardon? Sure about my research on corrupted crystals. Truly. Well, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to discuss my work with a fellow man of science. Sealed with science. So rare it is to find fellow intellectuals in this region. It is even rarer to find one capable of comprehending the nature of corrupted crystals. Come to think of it, there was another. A hermit to whom the church had given sanctuary. Curious fellow, unsociable, rather daft at first impressions, possessed of an amazing affinity toward the scientific pursuits. But to the matter at hand. You say you wish not to conduct field observations, but to harvest a corrupted crystal. Gods, man. At least take the necessary precautions that you do not suffer from exposure to its harmful energies. Getting to wonder if you have sufficient qualifications to handle such hazardous material. Still, your ignorance is somewhat endearing. Luckily for you, I have precisely the means by which these inherent dangers may be averted. Simply store the crystal you seek within this warded pot to protect yourself from its deleterious effects. I need to double check that word, because I have a pretty good understanding of what deleterious means, but I don't think I have the dictionary definition, and I may be misunderstanding it. Causing harm or damage. Yeah, okay, got it. I was not wrong in what I assumed it meant from the phrasing. I suppose you will be bombarded with its energies until you place it within the vessel. The process will motivate you to work quickly. In any case, take the pot to Hahasako, a student of mine monitoring the flow of ether at High Bridge. Explain to him your quest, and he shall instruct you in the finer points of crystal harvesting. High Bridge. Back out to High Bridge again. I mean, it makes sense given what you're doing here. You need to head out to the Burning Wall and harvest some crystals from that area. Because for those who don't know, the Burning Wall is basically just giant shards of corrupted crystal left over from Dalamud's fall in this area. That's what all of that stuff on the horizon is the Burning Wall. I think I have multiple mounts, right? Oh no, I think the only other mount that I have is the one for Yeah, Hawk Manor. I don't really care to use the Ariman anywhere else. I just thought it was funny to have it for Hawk Manor. Plus, it's not like there was anything else I really needed to buy with that. I think that was the achievement points I used to buy it. I wasn't in a rush to get anything else, so I'm like, oh, let's just get this for Hawk Manor. Times must be made to explain myself. I'm not contemplating suicide, you imbecile. I have chosen the precise position to perform scientific measurements. Over here. Containment vessel. This is the handiwork of Professor Lambertine. You thieving knave, I shall call for the... Oh, you say the man himself lent it to you. What an idiot. Must have sought me out for his instruction, which means he believes me experienced enough to expound upon his explanations. At last, the recognition I so rightfully deserve. Whatever, just expound already and let's be done with it. Oh, Frabjus J. Kalu Kalay. You read way too much Alice in Wonderland, dude. I should be chosen to guide this man. Because I, Hahasako, greatest of Professor Lamberton's pupils, only of Professor Lamberton's pupils, I'm guessing. She'll see that you successfully quarry your quarry. Timing is impeccable. In fact, for I was just preparing to procure corrupted crystals from the burning wall for my personal research. There, the devastating destruction caused by the calamity has blessed us with a bounty of sublime specimens. So it tells me that not but a perfect peace will satisfy your high standards. In which case you must needs descend to the deepest depths amidst the flowing waters and the murderous mere nights lies the most fantastic formation I have found thus far. Take this highly advanced researcher's tool and use it to separate a small fragment from the large cluster. Place it within the warded pot and bear it back to me for inspection. Path which leads from Burgundy Falls to the base of the burning wall is treacherous and terrifying, but advance with appropriate caution and you shall surely survive. And you shall surely... You'll surely survive the Karkin. Oh, man. Oh, my brain is so messed up. Okay, through here. Which is where we have a Black Mage quest, I think, is here. Kazig Cha, yeah, I believe that's Black Mage quest. Comes through here. Just try and get down as quick as I can. By any means necessary. Basically throwing myself off cliffs. I need to avoid the Mere Knights, though, because they will attack me. So I need to be careful with them. Come on, can I just hit it? Can I just drop from here to get to it? Damn, no, you have to circle around. Okay, I better look through then. Down and around. Got it. I do remember there was a certain part of the MSQ where they want you to do something back here in the burning wall, and like the actual path you need to take is sort of off from the actual path. It's like some little side room you need to go in or whatever to get where you're going. I think this might be the one, actually. I need to go this way, I believe, to get down there. I don't know for sure that this is the one I was thinking of, though. But yeah, it was something like this. Where it's like you need to go down a side path. Rather than the direct path, you need to go down a side path through a cave somewhere in order to reach the place you're looking for. I'm here, Knights. Target it. Target, you dumbass! How many times do I have to click on the same thing before you target it? There we go. Okay. I think it might actually be better to head back to Drybone rather than trying to run up this path. I think it's better to just teleport out of the burning wall rather than winding around the paths and then just run back to High Bridge. I'm gonna need to get around to hitting up those guys that have the Grand Company leaves and doing a bunch of the ones I haven't done in those yet. Like the unique ones that I haven't done yet. I mean, eventually I'm gonna run out of unique leaves, and then it's just a matter of grinding the same ones out over and over and over again. To get like 5,000 of each or something like that. Come glumping back, glumping back. Yeah. My chalice of Wonderland. Heavy the crystal. Prodigiously large and lovely crystal. Professor Lamberton will doubtlessly chortle with joy when you present it to him in person. When upon your return, do remember to recount how I helped you with your harvesting. And dry bone again. Man, I'm up to 299,000. I am absolutely 100% going to overcap my gil. It's not even going to be like... The gil is not even going to end up being the hard part of unlocking each of my jobs. Not even close. Especially now that I'm way up at like level 50 leaves. I'm sure I can find a crafting leave at 50 with an easy turn-in location and lots of gil as a reward and just do that one over and over again to get hundreds of thousands of gil. Like the fact that your cap on gil on free trial is 300,000 makes the idea of using gil as a I have to use this to buy in on a challenge run blah 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 thing almost worthless, because you could get 300,000 just blowing off 20 or 30 leaves at level 50 probably. The sense tells me that you've obtained a corrupted crystal. Am I right? Grant me a moment to examine the crystal, as you desired. Corrupted crystal overflowing with wind-aspected ether. Remind me, for what purpose did you intend to use this crystal again? What? To breach a barrier comprised of wind-aspected ether? Oh dear, that may prove problematic. This crystal would only serve to strengthen the barrier. Suppose I am at fault for not inquiring as to your objectives from the start. That is a little strange. Given what the burning wall is, I would expect most of the crystals back there to be filled with earth ether. Intent. I would have never sent you to Hahasako. But what is science if not trial and error? Do you truly say that this failure has taught you nothing? Think, man. Now you now understand the methods necessary to safely collect the corrupted crystal. You will doubtlessly have no difficulty doing so once more. Some other crystal you collected can serve as an invaluable resource for the ethereal studies conducted by the students of Baldessiad. You've heard of them? I don't mean to boast, but I have a professional relationship with the organization. Not as equals, of course. I would never be so bold as to claim that level of expertise. Alright. Your eyes seem to have glazed over for a moment. Anyway, shan't keep you from your task. You still have a corrupted crystal to find. Like an entire quest of just like, oh, wait, no, this is the wrong crystal. Well, now you know how to do it. Go find this one. As in strength, they're not all that common, I fear. Fortunately, one of my other students, Sena, claims to have discovered another promising site in eastern Lenosha. Oh, this is where we'll probably unlock more Lenosha mount speed increases. That's not correct. Eastern Lenosha was where she was nearly killed when wandering too close to an Imperial castrum. Now that made for an amusing anecdote. It was Western Lenosha, Pharaoh Sirius on the Isles of Umbra. Oh my god, Pharaoh Sirius. Can't recall her exact reasoning. Something to do with one of Dalamud's talons or some such nonsense. What I can say for certain is that she is still in Aleport attempting to gain access to the Isles. I'll travel there and see if Sena's inquiries bear fruit. If you can look past the crass and violent ways of the local pirates, you might find your time there to be quite pleasurable. And do not forget to take your makeshift warded pot, lest she think you unprepared for the task. Sienna. Then we have a quest or two with her, I believe. I don't think Pharaoh Sirius is part of the main story progression. I might be wrong about that, though. We might just go to the Isles of Umbra to collect what we're looking for, but she might send us into Pharaoh Sirius. I didn't think there'd be 2 dungeons in the way here. I really don't remember Pharaoh Sirius being part of the main progression. The crystals? So I have no interest in being the butt of your joke, so if you've no other reason for addressing me, kindly leave me be. I'll be damned, Professor Lamberton did send you. Beg your pardon, it seems we got off on the wrong foot. And Sienna, greatest of Professor's pupils, should doubtless why he bid you seek me out. Indeed, I'm an accomplished scholar with an extensive background in... Oh, God, just listen to me prattle on and on. As I've given this introduction a dozen times by now. Yep, I've maxed out my money now. I'm at 300k. It's probably not pirates. Oh god, I think the dungeon might actually be part of the main progression. Huh. Told the professor in my many missives, believe that the area surrounding Pharaoh Sirius is replete with corrupted crystals of exceptional strength. Unfortunately, I have yet to test my hypothesis, as all access to the Isles of Umbra is prohibited at present, for reasons unknown to me. See, my attempts to acquire this information are often met with annoyance and disdain. It's rather puzzling, since I always take the time to explain my motivations a great deal to the subjects of my questioning. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe you'll have better luck wresting information from these yellow jackets. I've all but given up at this point. You startled me. Did you know better than to sneak up on a person at a time like this? With all the fatuous gossip of spirits and specters haunting the Isles of Umbra? Yeah. Just because I know it's nonsense doesn't make it any less frightening. Is this where we end up having to deal with the little Lala blacksmith dude who's not in Aleport? He's in, Moraby is where he is. I think we end up dealing with him on this part. Ain't on trouble in the Isles of Umbra. What else, laddie? You drunk or just crazy? Ain't nothing there but death, death, and more death. Oh, and then back down here again. Elza Gamilza. So, Umbra, what interest have you in that god's forsaken place? Ever since we were forced to abandon Pharaoh Sirius, the Isles have become not more than a graveyard for ships unable to navigate the shores, and a purgatory for the souls dragged down to the depths with them. Yes, haunted Isles of Umbra. Although, I mean, for what it's worth, they're kind of right. It's mostly corrupted crystals and stuff like that, but they are, like, infesting corpses and things of that sort and bringing them back to fight. So it is kind of haunted. Paid a local visit to the pub to drown my sorrows at the haunted isles. It's there that I heard tell of a man named Skifrin. He was recently detained after returning from the Isles of Umbra. The first I've heard of someone actually traveling to and from there. So curious as to how he obtained permission, and having a chat with him in my stead. He was arrested after all, so I'm somewhat reticent to approach him myself. Is he right back over where I just came from? Yep. Locked up in the little prison cell there. Let's go back. She calls to me, sings to me. Tell me, Mido, I'm sorry. Give him this. He was right. Or you could release me. Yes, release me. I will go and tell her. Let me go to her. Uh-huh. That's the other thing that's on the Isles of Umbra. It's mostly dead sailors who crashed there. For, you know, the reasons that sailors tend to crash. And then the thing that made them crash. Actually, at Pharaoh Sirius would have been a more logical place for us to pick up the other crystal. Because at least that's kind of like a summon, not just some random dragon. It's good for us to say. It's not terribly helpful. Couldn't care less how much he misses his favorite bar wench. What was that about a man named Mimidoa? I know that name. It's a bastard who grabbed my arse the other day at the pub. If you want to give him that feather, be my guest. I'm not going to anywhere near him in his wandering hands. Jesus Christ, Mimidoa. Is he really here? I thought he was, Is he following around this cat girl to grab her ass? Well, initiate, are ya? No? Then what are you? Speak up, son, I can't hear ya. Brilliant feather reflects light as if it were actually made of gold. Bugger me. That's what I think it is. Ah, it couldn't be. You found this, you say? Where'd you say you found it? Skifrin, you say? So I would have a word with the lad, but it sounds like there's not left twixt his ears. He was supposed to help patch up Pharaoh Sirius, he was. The company sent me to supervise a lot of them. We're getting work done on their own, see? Half of them walked off, and half of them ran off, and half of them up and vanished. What's that? You've been looking for passage to the Isles of Umbra. I need to say so. I've been thinking of dispatching someone to take a look on behalf of old Mimidoa. Tell him how the land lies. Ain't nobody been interested till you came a-calling. Old Port's up in arms about spirits and so forth. If I had the gill, I'd hire some sellswords and let 'em sort it out. You'll do in a pinch, you will. Show this parchment to Skipper, and he'll see you there and back. Isles of Umbra. Access is prohibited. And, oh god, some other skipper. Other than the guy called Ferry Skipper 2 feet away from Mimidoa. Oh god, I have to take it back to Sienna? Oh man. Why? She's not gonna want to go. Though I hope the valuable time you saw fit to waste amounted to something. That disgusting creature was Skifrin's superior. I find that hard to believe. This sort of passage does appear to be genuine, so it must be true. Say it's a relief to work with such an industrious man as you. Look forward to hearing the discoveries you will make on the Isles of Umbra without me. Yep. Without me. No desire to journey to the Isles of Umbra. Fine, fine. I fail to see the justification for dragging me along on your journey, but if you insist, I'll go as well. So I was my witness. If you leave me behind to be devoured by some horrid abomination, I shall come back to haunt you. Isles of Umbra. Welcome to the Isles of Umbra. This doesn't seem all that bad. Say I'd like to build a summer home here, but what the hell's with this? Here, take your pot and go on without me. You've harvested corrupted crystals before, right? So it isn't as though you require my assistance. Speak to the man guarding the gate. I'm sure he'll let you in. Now, if you please excuse me. So let's get the hell off this place. Pardon, sir. How'd you come here? Access to this island is currently restricted. Old pot. Not sure I follow. I see you wish to harvest a corrupted crystal. Sorry, friend, but you may have to return empty-handed. No, I don't. What Master Mimidoa gave you may grant you access to the island. Only authorized personnel may proceed past this point. Yeah, I am going to have to do the actual tower. Why, you ask? Look up and see for yourself. That giant mass of crystal struck the lighthouse. It caused severe damage to both the structure and the machinery within that once powered the beacon. Contrary to what the small folk would have you believe, the fires of FFXIV were not the product of a mage's thaumaturgy or a colossal arcane bomb, but an elaborate contraption fueled by ethereal energy. Repairs are still ongoing. It's anyone's guess when they'll be complete. What's worse, all work has ceased since rumors of the Walking Dead drove off our entire crew. Not that those rumors are incorrect. I've observed the fiends from a distance, the ship graveyard to the south. What's draw them to our shores is still a mystery, though. Make you a deal. Help me unravel this mystery, and I'll bring you your corrupted crystal. In fact, I'll begin searching for one that satisfies your requirements. As for where to begin your inquiries into the situation, so it happens that a party of 3 adventurers came ashore not long ago, seeking to scavenge valuable trinkets. Oh, man. At the ship graveyard. Be surprised if they knew nothing of the undead infestations. It might behoove you to question them. Except that I think they're all dead or possessed. One or the other. Oh no, these guys are still here. I shall all therefore take it. 5 bleeding years worth of wrecks in their cargo. Those queer dead things and that voice. Actually, the voice was quite nice. Voice, that single fleeting verse. Still hear it. Stay clear of the southern shore, friend. It took every ounce of my strength to resist. Saw them too, right? Dead people just shambling about without a care in the world. Except when they do seem to care, that is, and start shuffling towards the water. Yeah, I forgot FFXIV was part of this. Definitely right of me not to sidetrack myself for anything else, because it's going to take everything I've got today, and probably more. Talk of an alluring voice is disturbingly familiar, as if that's impossible. They're all dead, aren't they? History repeating. But if they have returned, that would mean... I beg your pardon, I was just thinking about something. It reminds me, I received word that Master Mimidoa will be arriving any moment. Apparently he grew tired of waiting for the lanky young lad with the 1,000-yalm stare to return. Which I'm assuming is you. I don't know what sort of arrangement you had, but you should probably go and explain yourself. God damn it, Mimidoa. All this back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. What's been keeping you, initiate? I ain't getting any younger, you know. Yeah, some honey-voiced harlot's been calling out to folk what wander near the ship graveyard. And it stirred up the dead and all. Bloody hell, this takes me back to me days as a cannon boy sailing under old Miss Beard. But they wouldn't dare, would they? Not after the lesson we learned them last time. Ah, they bloody would, though. Wouldn't they, brazen old biddies? Some folks said as the first purge would be the last. But I knew Knew deep down in my bones this day would come. Come it has. I bet me bum ear a siren's behind all this. Nay, not one of the sanguine variety, nishit. I speak of the other kind. Them what's got feathers and lure sailors to a watery grave with a sweet, sweet song. Oh, but it don't end there. No, drowning's just the start. So even in death, a man stays bound to the beast, forced to do her bidding till his corpse can't do it no more. It's a fate I wouldn't wish upon me worst enemy. Except maybe in drink, and I'd regret it after. Any road's up to us to stop this hell's-born hussy afore she takes another soul. Of course, I can't send you marching off to war without these. Siren don't have no power over a man as can't hear her song. Lucky for you, I carry a spare pair. And lucky for the both of us, I'm this superstitious old sod, eh? Well, she ain't coming to us, so we best head over to her. The ship graveyard, Nishit. In Isles of Umbra, man. Be careful of these mantises. These ones are definitely going to want to fight me. Same with those dead men. She passes near the shore. She's sure to spy the campfire and come looking. Just a matter of waiting now. Just rest at the campfire. Level 46. Still way over leveled for like all this stuff. But that's why they're sinking me down. Beginning to wonder if some sly bugger ain't spun us a yarn here. Just about to pass out. Alright, you hear that? Sir. Shouldn't you not be able to hear her if you have earplugs in? Oh, out over the water. She comes, Nishit. She come. Quick, lad, shove them plugs in your ears and get ready for a fight. As soon as you realize you're deaf to her ditty, she'll call on her thralls and we'll be up to our necks in corpses before you know it. Yeah, embrace mine, everything, all. Yeah, I could hear bits and pieces of what she's singing, but not enough. Dodged. Despite his cruelty's reward. Oh man, these guys are pathetic. I ain't listening, lady. Your song's boring. Not interested. Let's just back up a little bit. I think I might have been standing in something there. Oh, never mind. Didn't even go off. I must have killed the thing that was casting it. Oh yes, I need to watch out for those stupid songs. Everyone looks so shiver. Yeah, nope. Not interested. It ain't open mic night here tonight, lady. Piss off. Oh, that's a captain. I need to take down the little guys that I can take out in just 1 or 2 hits first. Just keep running around, captain here. Piece of shit. Stupid bubble that just like suddenly turned around almost full 180 to spin around to catch me rather than keeping its arc going. It's annoying. These dumb bubbles that'll like home in on you. Oh well, doesn't matter. Took down the captain. I win. You good, Mimidoa? Applause! Applause! Alright, I'm better than that, Nishit. Happy as a sailor, no else I am. Of course, I'd be happy as a sailor with 2 what's-its if we'd gutted the songstress, but you can't have everything, can ya? She'll not come crooning around here again, though. Not for a while, any road, and if she does, well, we know what to do, don't we? Thanks for the help. Bugger me, I've clean forgot your name. Remind me? Nobody. Don't recall having no Nishit by that name. But if you're not me old mate, or what's name? Why have you been so bloody helpful? Never mind. Be seeing you, lad. He's like, whatever. Where I happened to show up with something he needed, and so he just immediately was like, oh yeah, this must be one of my initiates. Okay, I'll just put him to work then. Because he doesn't even know who any of them are anyway. So do we not do Pharaoh series as part of this? Do we just have to fight the siren? Because that'd be cool. It was a siren. How were you able to resist her song? I see, I'd heard that Master Mimido was involved in the first purge, but I never actually... When he survived an ordeal like that, I can't blame him for carrying earplugs around with him. Anyway, I have something for you. Corrupted crystal you wanted. Safely sealed within the pot, just as you requested. Please, take it with my compliments. Oh, cool. We actually got to skip Pharaoh Sirius. Good. Yeah, see, I did remember you had a fight with the siren on the shore. I didn't remember exactly when that happened. But I didn't remember Pharaoh Sirius being part of the main story progression. I thought it was a side dungeon. I still think it's a side dungeon. So I'm glad I wasn't misremembering that. Because, like, 1 dungeon and 1 trial I think will be enough for today. I'm already at the point where I've only got about, like, a half hour left that I'd like to do for stream. But I'll go longer if it takes a little longer, because I do want to get through Garuda tonight. Welcome back. You look remarkably hale, I must say, and more importantly, alive. You are alive, aren't you? Nope. Not alive. I definitely died out there and just came back to haunt you, Sienna. King Hero returns bearing a gift. Might I have a closer look? Impressive, very impressive indeed. So I think you'll be quite pleased with this specimen. Congratulations, seldom if ever have I encountered a corrupted crystal composed of such a volatile overabundance of fire-aspected ether. You wanted a corrupted crystal composed of ice ether to counteract the effects of a raging wind. Well, this specimen won't help you there. Anyone who knows anything about the elements can tell you that. You'll just have to keep looking, I suppose. Could you idiots figure it out yourselves already and stop leading me around in circles? Ugh. Don't fret now, I know exactly where to find a corrupted crystal comprised of ice-aspected ether. Associate mine in Gridania has been studying the effects of one such crystal on living beings. What's with that expression? Thought you'd be pleased to hear this news. This is not another wild dodo chase, I assure you. Except that your associate in Gridania was right where I started this entire run around in circles dodo chase. Better is that this time you needn't use the warded pot of yours to protect yourself from this crystal's energies. Hayden's findings suggest that it's quite safe. Why, you ask? Well, let's just say it has undergone a unique process that has rendered such precautions unnecessary. Hey, don't let me keep you. It's been a pleasure. Come back and see me sometime, alright? Oh, I forgot just how much these idiots give you the runaround, man. I forgot that the stupid professor and his stupid interns led you on like 3 wild freaking goose chases for nothing before they finally got you what you needed. Also, those fireworks that are going off are for another new event. I believe the Moonfire is done now. I believe we're on the Rising event, I think it is now. It's probably here. No, that's just the random one. Rising Attendant. Yeah, this is the Rising event. But I need to start it somewhere else. So, after I take down Garuda, next week's episode might be another sort of like in-between episode. Right? Hi. Hi. But I can't talk to you, dude. I don't know why he's talking to me. I don't know, man. I seem to get more randos just, like, sending me tells and stuff as a Lala than I ever did as a cat. Or maybe it's just because I'm not in an FC yet or something. I don't know. Citations, Master No Money. Master Mo Money. Resume. Seeing have informed me of your adventures in Aleport. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. As Professor Lambertant is fond of saying, no action taken in the name of science is ever truly wasteful. Matter at hand. Corrupted crystals possessing the properties you seek could be found in abundance at the standing courses following the calamity. Alas, that's no longer the case. There's at least one suitable crystal that remains to be found within the Twelves Wood. Precisely where it is at any given moment is more difficult to say. You're familiar with Spriggans, yes? The furry little rascals that are wont to seek out ores and other stones? One such creature with an infamously insatiable appetite has single-handedly devoured every corrupted crystal in the Twelves Wood. Fortunately for you, these crystals take an eternity to digest, assuming they can even be digested. And I'm reasonably confident that one still resides within his gut. It's quite fascinating, really. My theory is that this Giggity first consumed a corrupted crystal when... you couldn't care less about all this, could you? Finally, someone who gets it. I don't give a crap about any of this. Just show me where the crystal is so I can get done with this already. Point then. Giggity seldom makes his presence felt unless there's particularly fine fodder to be had. Therefore, we shall require a lure. And precisely the sort he will find impossible to resist. Place this true heart, I shall save the story of the origin of its unusual name for another occasion, outside of the Spriggan's lair and wait for an opportune moment to pounce. As for the method by which you retrieve the crystal from his gut, I shall leave that to your discretion. That branch. Okay, so if I leave through the Ethernet, I can actually get closer. White Wolf, right? Yeah. Ah. Okay. The guy didn't send anything else to me. So he must just be sitting there seeing people who, like, aren't part of an FC or something and, like, sending them a random tell, and if they don't respond, then he doesn't bother to keep talking to them or something. I don't know. If he's just, like, randomly trying to recruit people to his FC or something, who knows? Is Giggity the one who's, like, all the way down? Yeah. Oh, and these are level 43. That was a little ballsy of me to take that little drop there, although it wasn't a big drop, so that was okay, I suppose. Crystal Bearer. Let's just get out of the way of that golem completely. Crap, another one came out of the friggin' side walls here. And this game really wants me to be surrounded by stuff that's just, like, randomly pointing itself at me. Let's just get out of here. Let's just get out of here as quick as we can. Head and tell me this is the right crystal. If you don't, I'm gonna beat you with this crystal. Sneak up on me like that. I was engrossed in... Wait, what is that? Oh, what's that god's awful smell? Oh, that is a breathtakingly beautiful crystal. I see my supposition was not mistaken. And I also see you weren't averse to digging through Spriggan entrails for your prize. Oh, our furry friend, a debt of gratitude, you know. This thick coating of digestive juices is protecting us from the harmful effects of the crystal, just as the warded pot you once used did. Ew. So glum, friend. Finally obtained the corrupted earth crystal you sought, one overflowing with earth-aspected ether. I am going to beat you to death with this crystal. Come down, I just... It's comprised of aspected ether. I am going to beat all 3 of Lamberton's students to death with these crystals. Or not, I suppose the joke was in poor taste, considering your previous 2 attempts were for naught. Yes, it was. Better late than never. Pardon no money, I forgot to return your crystal to you. There's a message for you from Professor Lamberton, something about a man named Marquez. Apparently the professor misses the intellectual stimulation. I don't care. Forgive me, I should have written it down. Excuse me, I've yet to ask why you needed that crystal. You're not planning anything nefarious, are you? To reflect poorly on me and my research if it was used for evil ends. Ah, well, perhaps it's best I remain ignorant. I did become the professor's greatest pupil by filling my head with unnecessary information. God, these people are dumb. Yep. Landing vessel area. Can't jump over. Repairs and modifications have been completed. Once you bring me that crystal, nothing will stand between us and Garuda. Sample happens to be covered in Spriggan offal. Still covered in Spriggan guts. You can run some tests to be sure, but this looks to be exactly what we need. Worry not, I'll see that your hard work doesn't go to waste. Enterprise is already more than a common airship. Mark my words, soon it will become something greater, something extraordinary. This is me. This is what I was born to do. I wonder if I have any, Through the gate 5. That's it. I've hit 50. Yeah, I really do need a 50 set then. A 50 set of everything. Because I'm using some gear. Most of my stuff's around 40. I'm using some that's still in the 30s. So I'm going to need a 50 set by next week. That's for sure. Nah. Back to this. That's enough of my morning clothes. Now it's back to my adventurer clothes. Lady of the Vortex. According to my tests, the device is now functioning in perfect harmony with the crystal. I mean, we can leave whenever you're ready. You must understand, tests can only tell you so much. Till we approach the Howling Eye, till we attempt to breach the barrier itself, can't be sure that this will work. It's only fair to tell you that there's a small but statistically significant chance that the crystal could trigger a massive... mayhap it's better if we remain positive. Yeah. Thank you for reuniting me with my ship, trusting in me to develop this plan, for everything. You helped me to rediscover a part of myself I'd forgotten. I'm not the man I once was, and I do not know if I ever shall be, but I do know one thing. This feels right. Apologize for the sudden outpouring of sentiment. I would have waited until after the mission, but, well, you understand. Part of me can't remember if there's the moment where Sid remembers everything or not, but he must, because there's a lot of parts later on in the story where he's talking to us about stuff that happened, like, long before Dalamud ever fell, like stuff with his father and stuff in Boja and all that. So he must eventually get all the memories back. I just don't remember exactly when that happens. Is that here when he has the memory during this flight? Or is it later?
Ah, she stirs.
Tiny, tiny potato.
To Kurthus, and an audience with the Harpy Queen Garuda. Enterprise, engage.
Damn it. I once flew in this airship, and I was not alone. There were adventurers on board. Adventurers like you.
Warriors of Light, yes, I know. It's odd that Sid chose to get drunk during our flight, especially considering he doesn't seem to get drunk at any other point in the game. It's weird that he's having an echo, it looks like.
Ah, yes, I fancied myself a trendsetter in my younger days. The young prodigy, admired by all, exactly like his father. Born and raised in Garlemald.
The only good Garleans for 90% of the story are the traitors, basically.
It was only natural that the precocious young student should become an engineer. Had his father not done the same? Father, when did we stop seeing eye to eye? When did Meteor become your everything and your loved ones cease to matter? You abandoned us all, but he was there for me, Father. There for me when you were not.
Yeah, great role model.
Though he proved no better in the end. Gaius was just another man, with an all-consuming obsession. And so I ran, left the Empire behind and came to Eorzea, where I built the ironworks.
Yeah, like this scene, which like never truly gets explained and amounts to nothing. Because it's not like we ever actually do this at any point. So it's some weird thing that just happened that we had no say in, that just suddenly happened at some point to him. And nothing ever comes from it. Other than, here, have some glasses.
Ah yes, it was then that I first donned these goggles.
From some weird tiny potato.
Eorzea opened my eyes. It was home to so many manner of people, each with their own hopes and dreams. People worth saving, and so I fought beside them. I wanted to prove that my knowledge could serve a nobler purpose. I wanted to prove that there was another way. And it all began that day when I found my new home. I had forgotten how wonderful it was. The wind in your hair, the endless sky. That light. It was you, wasn't it? It's surprising how few people know this, but all pure-blood Garleans have a third eye. Perhaps mine helped me recognize you, or perhaps it was just a lucky guess.
Again, nothing ever comes of this. Like, at no point in the story do we, like, time travel or magically whatever the fuck back to give him his goggles. Like, nothing ever comes of this.
Protectors into battle. I am proud to be able to call her my own.
Sid? What exactly do you remember?
Alfinod, my boy. Sorry to have been such a...
Alfinod. Alfinod, my boy. Maybe I should just call him that for the rest of ARR while he's a cocky little bastard. Alfinod, my boy.
Everything.
Okay, so he just remember everything right there.
My name, my people, and my purpose. Everything. Come, it would be rude to keep Garuda waiting.
Huzzah! And then he took a little too steep of a dive, and the potato rolled right off the edge of the Enterprise. Fell right into Garuda's blender and became diced potatoes. Sorry. Oh man, this is too bad. This is so fucking stupid. Prevails, all of it was for this. Make ready, the end is nigh, and be it hers or our own. Howling eye. Duty finder and duty support. Here we are. This will basically be it for today. Finish this up, finish up the, like, post-Howling Eye story beat, and then I'll probably be done. I think after this we go for... I think the next bit of the story is we go to Revenant's Toll, and then we try to rescue the surviving Scions, right? Or do we do more Beast Tribe stuff before that? Can't remember. I think we go to Revenant's Toll and rescue the Scions after this. But for now, let's go blow wind with Garuda. Pass gas. Blow wind. Whatever else we come up with. My sanctuary. Lynch shall not go and punish landwalkers. Preserve, she's huge. That's one big lady. That's one big bird lady. Over there, a bunch of bird people. Oh, yeah. I forgot they kidnapped members of the other beast tribes. Amalja and Kobold prisoners. Why would the Ixal bring them here? God, Garuda. You're the foolish mortals. Come to put an end to your reign of terror. Give this blasphemy, my children. These landwalkers will bring me low. You who are bound to crawl upon the earth should revere me, for I am the wind. Do not take to the skies to slip your defenses. We are bound by nothing, Garuda. Your playthings give you strength. Not help you here, Landwalker. This is my realm, where none can challenge my supremacy. Struggle though you may, I shall slick the roots with your blood and festoon the canopy with your entrails. I mean, there ain't much canopy left. You blew all those trees apart. The unfeathered ones we shall, as an offering to Garuda they will serve. You guys go beat up the birds, I'll beat up the bird lady. Yo. Directed while you deal with her. It raises the question, what does Sid do to fight? Because I don't think we ever see Sid in just a standing on his own 2 feet fight. We might see him in like a mech fighting at some point. I don't remember if we ever see him in the Magitech Reaper fighting. But I don't think we ever see Sid in just a standing on his own 2 feet fighting thing. Is he literally just pull out his hammer as a blacksmith and just start bashing on people? Because I know Mandervilles can get away with that, but Sid maybe not so much. You fight for the silence, for Eorzea. Sid's the mechanist version of a Pictomancer. He pulls out his hammer, it becomes huge, and then he bonks people in the head with it. He just doesn't paint at all. Come then, I shall grant you that which you seek. Ah, the Garuda music. That one's a lot of fun. Can't really... Can't really get close enough without triggering the fight to get a cool G pose. That's the problem with all these boss fights. I wonder if I can come back in here with a duty recorder after the fact. Although I don't think there is a duty recorder or a duty explorer or anything like that. I'll have to double check. Anywho, let's do this. Let's keep her away from those rocks. It's not such a big deal until you get to extreme, but I'll still just keep her away from the rocks for the most part. It is interesting in this downtime after the Scions fall, but before you recover sort of the survivors of them, when you're doing duty support and you still have like these 3 or 4 Scions that are walking around doing duties with you. It's not even really all that unrealistic either. Because, like, you survived. Some other Scions might have been away from the town when it happened. Get rid of those razor plumes. Oh, there she goes again. The reckoning comes. Ow, that didn't help much at all. Boom! Actually finished her with an LB, huh? That was impressive. Oh no! Now this one's dead, and now the beast tribes are gonna go insane with their next summonings because they're so terrified of us being able to kill their gods. Oh, fear none. You could defy a god, Nightwalkers. Limitless, my children legion. You got a lot of prayer, sure, but how much crystal do you have left? Amen. If faith empowers me. Save my children will escape the reckoning mortals, and those who would use my crystals to waken the rest shall realize the folly of their faith. Worship none but me, the one true God. Oh, Jesus. Yep, sure. As the Ix will keep praying, she'll never fall. Let's stop there. Ow. God, you, my children. Yeah, right. You can't stop us. Oppose me shall suffer for their defiance. Those of the forest shall receive my judgment. The desert vermin next. Their walls of stone will not shield them from the tempest. Vengeance on the sea lice. Their wooden boats cannot outrun the wind. Uh-huh. Sure you will. Dare to raise your hand against me. You shall be the first to pay for your sins. Your death with your life. You will serve me. You can't temper me. It's impossible for you to temper me. I'm protected. You should be mine. Nope. Surprise, lady. I love how, like, in this one instance, not only does it protect you from tempering, but it actually counterattacks the person who tried to temper you. You'd, like, never see that again. Like, sure, it protects you from primal influence, but I think this is the only time in the entire game where it actually hits her back when she tries it. And, like, steals the crystal from her. And there we go. A full blessing of light. Sort of. There's more to it after this, but we managed to fill it up with these 6. Oh, what have you done to me? Stole your freaking life crystal. Mortal should possess such power. Impossible. I like how Ifrit was, like, instantly able to recognize what we were, but Garuda is like, what the heck are you? Like, Garuda has no clue what we are and was totally surprised by it. Ifrit saw us resist his tempering and immediately was like, oh god, you're another one of her chosen. Oh, man. Actually, I think the very last thing that I did would have been the... It is. Nice. I can't get the actual thing to appear, but at least I can get this. Oh, that's freaking bright. Oh, God. A little too much. I don't want to lose the effect, or it loses, like, the cool effect, but it's a little too bright. Oh, God, too fucking bright. Way too bright. There. That'll work a little better, I guess. I like it being all bright and like that, but that was too much. Hmm. No, I like it closer up. Nah, come on. Gotta be a better moment. That's not bad. Now give me the whole staff. There we go. I can actually see. It's not just covered in effects. I can actually see. Plus he's got the weird, edgy, like, covering part of his face thing going on, which I think is goofy. Alright. Let's finish this up. Swift first-time completion of the duty objective. Extra reward.
Why do you not tremble at my might? Why do you not beg for mercy? Why do you not die?
I'm not just gonna lay down and die for you, lady.
We've done it. Ah!
Garuda,
Impossible it is.
kill you all.
Is that all?
Hey, guys.
O Lady of the Vortex, O mighty Garuda. Of all primals, the most terrible, I say again, is that all?
Gaius!
Ah, Sid, my boy, you look well, for one who has forsaken kin and country. I wonder what else you will forsake before the day is done.
Such a prick.
What?
What exactly did you hope to accomplish here this day? Well, I shall accomplish far more.
That'll pretty much do it. Except it's not enough. He has to kill the entire tribe if he wants them to never summon Garuda again.
Is that all? Is that all? Insolent mortal! I shall make you suffer! That foul stench! I see now. She has touched you!
Phrasing, Garuda. Phrasing.
7 hells, does she still mean to fight?
Oh, Lord of the Inferno, Almighty Ifrit, grant us succor in our hour of need.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Save us, Titan, Lord of Crowns.
You're torturing these other tribes, and you have a bunch of crystals nearby, so, you know.
What is she? 12 preserve. She cannot mean to.
Yup.
No. No, this is all wrong.
Stop gawping, boy. We
Yeah,
must
it's like,
run.
shut up, Alphanod. Alphanod, my boy.
Surrender yourselves unto me. I would feast upon your ether. None shall stand against the wind.
Yeah, sure, they're just gonna do that for you. I'm sure that's what it'll be. Like, yeah, sure. There it is.
Bear witness to the glory of the Empire.
For those who don't already know the extra challenges that I put in place for myself and why I'm not a summoner or a scholar yet, I do have like class locks, like job locks in place for a little extra challenge in this playthrough, and that's the first one right there. I can't get my first job until after I beat Ultima.
It is you who will suffer, Garuda. Ancient Alec had ways of dealing with your kind. Now, look on their ultimate weapon, Icon, and despair.
Wow, that amounted to nothing.
No! No! No!
Magnificent. It exceeds all expectation.
Like the whole of their plan is, let's just use Allegan crap we dug up. They seem to handle this really well, so we'll just borrow from them. Which tends to be Garlemald's plan more often than not.
Consumes, it grows more powerful. A marvel, is it not?
Huzzah! And all you idiots ever did with it was consume 3 primals. I go up against like 30 of them over the course of the series. They consumed 3 of them.
Such is the fate of those who oppose the Empire.
There's more than 3 just in ARR, and they didn't even consume more than 3 before they decided to send the Ultima after me. If they'd taken their time and consumed a few more, they might have actually stood a chance against me. Except for the plot armor that I have. They never would have stood a chance against me because of that.
If your leaders are as wise as they are reported, they will surrender.
Nope.
Your skills are impressive, but they will not be enough.
So you think? So says you.
"12, have mercy. What chance have we against such an ungodly creation?"
Although, I guess for what it's worth, Heidelin does have to pretty badly burn out her power just to protect me from Ultima.
And who was that armored devil?
So I guess technically I was more accurate than I thought when I said I had plot armor. Because it literally is only plot armor that saves me from Ultima in the end. Like, literal in-game lore plot armor.
That was Gaius van Balsar, legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and Supreme Commander of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea.
Of course. The Black Wolf. How could I not realize? Grandfather mentions him in his journal.
I was never so naive as to think the man would abandon his ambitions. But these developments are beyond my worst expectations. What have you been doing these past 5 years? How could something of this magnitude have escaped the Alliance's attention?
We heard no whispers, saw no signs. In the wake of the calamity, the Empire seized land and built outposts, but that was the extent of their aggression.
I mean, no, they've done a lot of other heinous shit, too. We just weren't paying attention, is all.
Damn it, Gaius. Where in the 7 hells did you find that thing?
Alec.
It has been a day of unexpected developments, but the fact remains, Garuda is no longer a
Alright, look, guys. I'm not saying it was Allegans, but it was Allegans. Alright? It's always Allegans.
While I take no comfort in the manner of her downfall, it does mean that we may safely put the matter of the primals to one side. For the time being, at least.
Which just leaves the matter of Gaius's new toy.
Indeed. That weapon poses the greatest threat to Eorzea. It must be destroyed. But first, we must needs find out all we can. Let us make for Vesper Bay. We shall rebuild the Scions.
Woohoo!
All is
Cool.
not yet lost, my friend. For we bear the
Right.
light, and shall surely lead our people from the
Let's
darkness.
go back to the place they destroyed and rebuild the Scions. In the place they destroyed. I'm sure that's a brilliant idea, Alphanod, me boy. I can't help it. Because of how much of a jackass Alphino is for like the whole of ARR, I just really want to keep calling him Alphanod, me boy, like Sid did. He didn't even say that. I know he said Alphanod, my boy, but me boy just sounds even more like disrespectful to him. Alphanod, me boy. Sure, Alphanod, me boy. I'm sure all your plans will come to fruition and not fail miserably 20 times over. Experience I'd rather not have again. This has been troubling me. Shortly before the Black Wolf took center stage, when Garuda attempted to claim you as her own, I could swore I saw... Times of great stress, the evidence of the eye is apt to be misread by even the most inquiring mind. Forget I mentioned it. Subject of our earlier discussion. We consider the matter of the primals closed until further notice. No beast tribe will dare summon their god so long as that weapon exists. Surely a more effective deterrent I could not imagine. Almost seems ashamed to plot its destruction. I mean, that's kind of the point. But they're not going to stop with, Freewing Knight? Main scenario, Lady of the Vortex. Okay, that's all it was. Alright. The phrasing of Freewing Knight made me wonder about some things, but you don't unlock flying until after 2.0. Alright. There's the arrivals attendant. Let me in. Oh, man. Do they not have an airship landing one down here? Hmm. Ah. Ah. Alright. Nope. Wait, no, I'm actually right next to the inn. I don't need to run to an Ethernet. Huzzah! Alright. That's gonna be enough for this week. And that is where I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Next week, off stream beforehand, I think I'm gonna try and make a 20 set for Archer. Yeah, I may as well. A 20 set for Archer and a 50 set for Arcanist, which will basically be my last set for ARR, I think, because I'm trying to craft all my own gear, which means anything I get access to later, even if it has better stats, I think I'd have to buy. It'd be like the Ironworks stuff would probably have better stats, but I mean, I guess you spend poetics on that. I don't want to use anything I can get from a merchant for Gil, but maybe I should free myself up to use things that I can get for like poetics and all that, because you can get some really interesting stuff out of that. Although maybe I should limit that stuff to just glamour as well. I don't know. We'll see. And probably some more leave stuff. Because, like I said, I'm already starting to get up to about 73 again, so I think I could ignore it for another week and still kind of be okay, but I'd be pushing it at that point. While it's already kind of low-ish compared to what it usually is in, like, the 90s or whatever, I think I'll do another week of trying to just, like, run some unique Battlecraft leaves that I haven't done yet, and then take whatever rewards I get out of those and see if I can use those as turn-ins for any other leaves as well to sort of burn off another 20 or 30 of them, maybe. But that is going to be it for today. Alright, let me pop over to Twitch and see who is streaming and see what they're up to. See if I can find us someone to raid tonight. Tonight, 4:30 this afternoon. Valheim with Carrick, that could be fun. Who's also playing with Kiri, so that could really be fun. M4S, no. No. Brain rebooting with Sky Shards? What's Sky Shards up to today? Maybe I'll see what he's doing. Savage shenanigans, absolutely not. Let me see what Sky's up to today. I haven't rated him in a while. I haven't seen him in a while. So let's see where he is currently in 14 and what he's doing. If not, I'll probably send us over to Kadek, probably. But first, let's see what Sky is up to. It has the knock to like try and collab with them thing open, so okay, he's doing some stuff with a lot of hundreds, I think. I don't know. It looks like a whole group of 8 and they're pretty much all 100, so I'm guessing he's doing like Dawn Trail Savage stuff, so, you know, maybe not. I think we'll probably pop over and say hi to Kadek. And then I will grab the URL and drop that here and here. That is who we are raiding today. Playing some Valheim with Kiri. And if you get left behind by Twitch's raid, which happens way too often, if you're watching over on YouTube and you'd like to pop over and say hi to Karek and Kiri with us, just go ahead and click on that URL and I will see you guys over there in about a minute. Yeah. Next week, off stream, more gear sets, more leaves. On stream, Revenant's Toll, rebuilding the Scions, all that sort of stuff. I might be getting up towards the very end. Where I am in the MSQ level-wise tells me I'm getting pretty close to the end. I think I might have 2 streams left before I finish Ultima Weapon and can unlock my first class and finish 2.0. Maybe 3, but I'm thinking 2. Unless there's a lot of extra side stuff in there that I've forgotten about. So we're almost to the end of 2.0 in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, I will see you guys later, and thanks for being here with me today. Adios.